let's talk about how you compare with your savings, your, in other words, net worth, and your retirement. So there's articles out there that show what the average is. So you can determine, hey, how do I fit in compared to what other people are doing? If you ask anyone the question, do you have enough money? Pretty much everyone's going to say no. You never feel like you have enough. But how much do you have so that you're going to be okay? You're going to be able to pay your bills and hopefully be able to retire. Well, looking at what other people are doing gives you a general idea. So first off, I always like to say, unfortunately, the government doesn't care about you. They're not going to save you. They just want to tax you and take your money. And banks, they don't care about you either. They just want your deposits so that they can loan it out and make money. So you have to take your financial well-being into your own hands. So let's start off looking at a couple of these articles. They talk about, I want to point out average versus median so you know what you're looking at, because I have seen some that are wrong. And then we'll look at retirement savings. And I'm also going to show you how and explain how you can determine your own net worth. It's one thing to save money every month or to pay your bills every month and to look at your finances on a month to month. Very important. Money in, money out. How are you doing? But in terms of how are you doing for the long term, month to month is more of a short term, month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year. Let's look at the long term and say, what are you worth? And is that going up? Because you want it to be going up. Otherwise, you need to make some adjustments. Let's look at this first article. I like this one from Yahoo. Believe it or not, I'm not always the biggest fan of the Yahoo articles, but they did a great job, I think. They talk about Americans' average net worth by age and where do you rank. And one of the first things they do, which is great, is they talk about here when to use the median versus the average net worth. Okay, so the average can kind of skew things. If you have a couple people that may have a lot of money, it's going to bring the average up for everyone else, and it's really not that helpful. So basically what they're telling you is, let's look at the median. The median being, if you've got 100 people, right in the middle is like 49 or 50, or 51, I guess it's 50. So it's right in the center of 100, 1,000, same thing. Let's look at the one in the middle, and so you know that basically half the people are below that, half are above that. It gives you a general idea. All right, so here's the average, as you can see, but we're going to look at, in this article, the median, which is the second group here at the bottom. It says they've got the categories of under 35, about 13,900, 35 to 44, 91,000, 45 to 54. You can see, obviously, it's going up. Then you might notice 75 and over, it goes down. Okay, why does it go down? Well, it goes down because typically as people get older, eventually they retire and they're just living off their savings and they're drawing down. And hopefully they don't run out of money before they pass away. And if we look at another article, and I've got links to both of these, I like this one because it does it by your 20s, your 30s, your 40s here on the left column. And then it also shows the average in the median. And as you can see, for example, here in the 20s, average was 99,000, median 6,900. That's why you can see how much the average can get skewed by the uber wealthy people. So let's look at this column with the median. Sort of the same thing here, about 7,000, 34,000, 126, in the 50s about 300, and then on down. And as you can see, it goes up and it peaks here in the 60s, and then you would expect it to trail off as people are retiring. Realizing that quite a bit of people's net worth can also be in their homes. So a lot of times these numbers can change dramatically depending upon what the real estate market's doing and how much equity there are in homes. So this gives you an idea based on your age about what your net worth should be. Now, what is net worth? Net worth is what you're completely worth, I like to say, if you were to just sell everything today. So if you have a house and it's worth $300,000, but your mortgage is $200,000, then you sell it for $300,000. You have to pay off the mortgage of $200,000. You have $100,000 left. Take away the real estate fees and whatever else. Maybe you've got $90,000 or $80,000 left. Okay, so that's your net worth. It's not $300,000 because you have a mortgage. If the house were paid off, then it would be $300,000. Same thing with a car. Take the car minus the car loan. So you look at all of your assets and say, if I sold everything, what would it be worth? If you have stock, what's it worth today? If you were to sell it, whatever it may be, you add all those things up. Real simple. I've got a link below to a little course I put together, completely free, but the very last, or second to last, either second to last or last, it shows you how to calculate your net worth, and there's a spreadsheet, and you just simply fill it out. It's something that's good to do. if not every quarter, at least once a year, so you can see is your trajectory going up or not. Very important. Lastly, I wanted to say, okay, let's take a look at this. Now you have a general idea of where you fit in based on your age and how much you would like to have or how you compare to others. Give you an idea, barometer. Are you doing more or less? But look at this one regarding retirement. And this is also the median. Now the first thing here is the Federal Reserve SCF data. And then we've got Vanguard data at the bottom. Now, they vary quite a bit. I'm looking at the Vanguard data because they know what people's retirement numbers actually are. They're looking at the data of what's in their accounts. And you can see here they've got it into brackets 25 to 34, 35 to 44. Now this is significantly less than the previous article where it showed what the median net worth is. For example, in the 40s, it was about 126,000, but we're showing here 35 to 44, 28, up to 50, only 48. Now that could be the case, right? Because this is what's in your retirement accounts. You may have other accounts for savings or checking or stocks or the value of your home and things like that. So I would say take a look at this chart and think of it as somewhere between, let's say 25 to 34, 11,000 on this one. This one's saying under 35, 13. Those are pretty close. 35 to 44, 60, and this is saying 28. So somewhere between 28 and 60, that's what people have in that age range, probably in their retirement accounts. So take a look at the course I have below, at that video that shows you how to do your net worth. Fill out that sheet. I think it's something that's worth doing every year. If it's just yourself, it's yourself, or with your loved ones, your significant other, whatever it is, to sit down and say, hey, on a quarter-to-quarter basis or a year-to-year basis, are we making progress? Are things getting better? Because if not, we might want to make some changes in how we save for retirement or how we save in general and how we spend. Because no reason working your tail off to wake up 20 or 30 years later and realize that you haven't made any progress. Your net worth hasn't been going up and you're going to be unable to retire. So I hope this has been helpful. Take a look at the links below. Again, that Yahoo article is a great read. It's a quick read, and I think they do a great job of explaining average, median, and giving you a general idea of people's net worths. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.